Years ago, before I got into meditation, I dreaded it, right? Like meditation was one of those things where like, yeah, oh, that's cool. I want to do that. But then you don't do it because you're like, God, just sit down. That's so uncomfortable. Just sit down for like a few minutes. And so it was like, I wanted to want to meditate. But when it came down to it, I did not really want to sit down and meditate. But man, I just kept learning and learning and learning about like law of attraction and the benefits. And so that didn't work actually. What happened was I was so stressed out and feeling so stuck that I was like really looking for answers. And so I was like, okay, you know what? I'm just going to try this out for a little while. So I kind of did a cheat meditation. Now I know it wasn't a cheat, but at the time I thought it was cheating, where I just said, okay, for 15 minutes a day, I'm just going to calmly sit on the couch and listen to classical music. I didn't close my eyes. I didn't do this or anything. I was just sitting there chilling out. I'm not kidding. Like after 2 weeks, it was so, I can't even really describe, but there was a major energy shift. It was just like all of a sudden, rather than feeling stuck all day long, I felt like, okay, like there's movement, there's clarity, we're going somewhere here. And so it was very much like I felt it, and I had 100% certainty that this was all due from, this crazy just sitting and listen and calming the mind for 15 minutes. So, go down the path for a few years later. Here's what's up. I'm not suggesting like meditate in like this Buddhism kind of way. I think you should understand why meditation works sometimes, specifically with law of attraction, because law of attraction is all about trying to manifest things or solve problems or help people, right? And so here's what happens. If you want to manifest something, you can do two things. You can do what I mostly teach, which is conjure up the good vibes, right? You want something, imagine having it, but not imagine having it. What would it feel like? What would it feel like, right? Getting in there. And now you can see when we're getting in the zone of what something would feel like, we are actually feeling it in the moment. We're putting that out into the world. So that works. But the undercurrent of the world is good energy. It's growth. Just look at nature. Everything's growing all the time. You can't control it. And so there is abundance, and the undercurrent is well-being. So we don't actually have to put out the good vibes. Really what we have to do is get rid of our resistance, right? Our thoughts, oh, I can't do this is hard, I'm stressed, blah, 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 all of that vibes. So you can do that by quieting the mind, relaxing, just chilling out for a second. Right? And that whole process, you don't have to say, okay, I'm not going to think for 10 minutes. It's just, okay, let me just relax. Let me focus on my breathing. Let me do something. And in that, you reduce resistance. It just, for me, is easier to put out good vibes, but quieting the mind also works. I do both at this point. Okay, have fun.